Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me.
Vando, I always tell people that when we go out on the road, Mace, you'll appreciate this. We have these great meals that are all prepared.
Yeah.
There's the main spread, and then there's the Vando table.
Nice.
Because you don't eat meat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes when I look at the Vando table, I'm jealous. I think your food looks better than the main food. Tell me about your diet. What can you eat and what can't you eat?
Yeah, I was going on a vegan diet, so at that time I wasn't eating any type of meat.
Are you no longer on it?
Yeah, I'm still on it. I'm
Yeah.
saying during no time of the year. But yeah, they would prepare something separate for me outside of the group, just to make sure.
And it always looked better than what I was eating. I'll tell you that. Do you feel it in your body? It sounds like you obviously take diet pretty seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell based on what you eat a difference in how your body feels?
For sure. Especially in this profession, man. Whatever you eat is very essential to your body, how you recover, and how you perform. So I take that very seriously, just as much as on the court. By what I put into my body, how I eat, and my nutrition.
So you went to Paris Fashion Week.
I did.
You went to New York Fashion Week.
I did.
Tell me about your personal style and how it expresses who you are.
Fashion in general, I think that it's an expression of yourself, your life, your lifestyle. What you believe in. So for me, it's always been a thing for me since I was a kid. So
Were the clothes in Paris more you or the clothes in New York more you?
They both were more me. Honestly, it was a mixture between me, putting stuff together and then working with some brands as well to help put together some looks. But it's both of them, both fun experiences. Is dope to be able to be a part of stuff like that.
All right, so take yourself out of it.
Yeah.
But the three best dressed guys on our team are who?
The three best dressed guys?
Taking you out of it.
Outside of myself, I would go with Bron. Bron has a pretty.
Yeah, he's got some nice stuff.
Yeah, he has a nice style. He's found his lane. Gabe.
Yeah,
Gabe,
always.
Over the years, for sure, he's kind of clean cut and he's found his lane. And I would go last one probably.
I'm trying to think. It's not Austin. It's not Rui.
Yeah, it's not Austin, not Rui.
Bronny still dresses like a kid.
Yeah, Bronny's style has evolved over the course of the year too. I would say honestly, the third spot I would probably go with maybe Jackson, probably.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, he's got some fun stuff.
Yeah,
who's got the worst sense of style?
The worst sense of style, I would have to go. I'm not counting AR because he just
he's a country boy.
Yeah, he's just country. He keeps his pretty simple, and that's him. That works for him. But I would say the worst probably, I don't know, Rui. Rui tries a little bit.
Yeah.
It's my guy.
Rui's got some wild colors.
Yeah,
now we heard Rui is like we've talked to multiple guys who say Rui is like the loudest guy in the locker room. Is that true?
No, for sure. I think naturally he just
says whatever pops into his head, right?
Yeah, but he's naturally just a loud guy. Like he's laughing, joking, but his his voice carries weight too. So he's just naturally
I've always thought, Vando. We're talking to Jarred Vanderbilt. That the only thing that limits you at all is health, is injuries. Because when we've had you and when you've felt right, you've impacted the game, especially defensively. Mm-hmm. Where you had surgery on both feet before last season. How are you feeling this year, going into this season in terms of health?
I feel amazing. Had no operations this summer, so being able to have a full off season under my belt, to be able to work on my game, to work on my body, get healthy, and it's a different approach. Being able to be healthy day one of training camp as opposed to coming in the middle of the season. So yeah, I'm excited and I feel great.
Go ahead.
I tell people, Vando, that when you're healthy, you're the best offensive player on our team. Is Marcus Smart comparable to you? You've played against him and with him. Can he defend at the level that you're at, or maybe not yet?
Oh, for sure. I mean, honestly, probably better. He's a former defensive player of the year. So
I think you'd be in contention for that if you could stay healthy.
Exactly. No, I agree. But having somebody with his expertise, his veteran, his leadership, and somebody that's already done that. Even for me personally, picking his brain, because that's something that I achieved to do, is be on defensive team and defensive player of the year. So having another guy of that caliber on our team it's helpful.
It's contagious a little bit.
Yeah, it's contagious for sure. For me and for the team as a whole.
You're a great defender. Not everybody plays defense. Mm-hmm. Not everybody does in this league. Mm-hmm. What's that mindset like for you? Like, how do you approach a game, particularly at the defensive end?
Just setting that tone. It's all a mentality. Most of the defense is just effort and wanting to do it and pride and all that stuff. And I think the more like guys like me and Marcus are around and we're setting that tone, it becomes contagious. It becomes a mentality. It becomes a lifestyle for us, the way we want to approach the game, and that'll be our identity. So yeah, that's what that's what we want to harp on. That's what we want to preach in training camp. We want to be that. We want that to be our identity, toughness. Dog-like mentality, because that carries over.
Vanda, Larry Bird used to say that the toughest defender he ever played against was Michael Cooper. Kobe used to say that Tony Allen was the toughest guy he had to go against. Whose offensive game are you the most impressed with? Like, if I just throw it out there, who's the toughest guy in the NBA to guard? What pops into your head?
Man, there's a lot of skill in this game right now, so it's a lot of guys that are tough. Particularly, obviously, I would say, Shea's always a tough coverage.
Can't speed him up, right?
For sure. He plays at his own pace.
Kind of like Luka, right?
And he's a big guy. And I would, probably say Luka too, but, he's on my team now. So one less guy I got to worry about.
Can you learn playing against Luka in practice? Does that make you a better defender?
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Being able to go against him, he's obviously one of the better offensive players this game has seen. So being able to go against him, and it also prepares me to go against guys like Shea and Jason and all the other KD and good players as well. So
last thing for me, you're familiar with those guys in Minnesota, and we lost in 5 games to them last year. The games were close, but we lost. When you look back on that series, why did we lose that series? Obviously, they played well, but what did you learn from that series that maybe you need to correct going into this year?
I would say as a whole, as a team, I think just bringing that toughness, physically and mentally. Obviously, they had more size than us at the time.
Right. We went out and got DeAndre Ayton.
We acquired some bigger bodies, but I think that was most of it. And just being in elite shape, being able to play, if needed, 40 minutes a night for a playoff game. So I think those are some of the biggest cues. And outside of being JJ being his first year, Luka coming in, we had a lot going on that year, but I think
Rob compared it to trying to build a plane when it's in the air.
Yeah, literally, and it was still sailing fast. So for us to be able to start training camp, everybody here day one, I think it'll do wonders for us.
All right,
sure.
Great having you, man. Great seeing you. Glad you're healthy. Looking forward to a great season, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, Jarred.
Jarred Vanderbilt joining us.